Mini soul tribe reading, soul tribe check-in for today. As you can see, it's very dark here. I'm using a light now. I'm using my the light I used to use for photography. When I switched jobs, I kept it just in case. Anyway, I actually wasn't going to do any readings today, and then at the end of my day, when everything was done, and I was thinking, what do I want to do? I was like, I don't want to watch TV. I want to go hang out with my people. So anyway, I just came on to do a quick soul tribe reading, and I wanted to use this deck because it's one of my favorite oracle decks. I've had it for a very long time. I don't know why, it's just always been one of my favorite decks. So I wanted to use it with you guys today. I'm wearing my tiger shirt. Yay, tigers. Divine feminine energy, tigers. Anyway, so let's see what you need to hear. I hope you're doing well. Like I said, my day is all the busyness, muggleness is done in my day, and I thought I could go sit and watch TV, but I really don't want to. So why am I? Like I've been questioning these things. Interesting. I'm seeing clean it up, which is about taking accountability for, your own. Clean it up is taking accountability for your side of the street in terms of like between you and another person. But anyway, we'll see what comes out. Let's cut the deck and we'll talk about what's on the bottom. We have a leg up 34, beautiful. This is one that I don't get a lot. We have the polar bears on there. 34, very symbolic of Emperor and Empress energy. So maybe you're balancing your feminine and masculine energies. Maybe you're getting a leg up. I don't know why I'm hearing leg up on the competition. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but we'll see. We'll see what it's about. 34 equals 7, Chariot energy. Receiving help, delegating authority, interdependence. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with, who can give you a leg up in this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all of the areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. That's beautiful. So it feels like the universe is sending you some help, whether that's, community, whether that's a friend that shows up, whether that's just the support of people already in your life. Interesting. That's beautiful energy. You're attracting in people that will help you, people who will help lift you up. That's beautiful energy. And that's what we've been talking about, is making space for those such energies. I was really oddly, I'm practicing, detachment and patience and things like that, because I am not a patient person. And I used to order things, and I'd be constantly checking the tracking number and things like that. And a little while ago, I had to replace my couch, and I ordered a couch, and I decided I was going to detach from the outcome. I wasn't going to worry about when it was coming. And then today I'm skipping a part of my story. Today I felt inclined. I was standing in my kitchen and I opened up the cupboards, and I thought, these cupboards are so messy. There's so much crap in these cupboards that nobody eats, nobody looks at, nobody is eating, most of it's expired. And I started cleaning out the cupboard, and as I was cleaning out the cupboard, I could hear Spirit saying to me, making room, you're making room. So maybe you're someone who's nesting right now. But anyway, my point is as I was thinking that, I got a phone call that couch is in. So my plan for today was to do readings, but then I had to, I have children, and these people are going to be taking the old couch out, and it's gross under there. So I had to stop what I was doing and clean under the couches and things like that, move furniture. Anyway. Interesting. I don't know what my point was. My point is about making room in your life. And it looks like the universe wants to send you the people who can, help you along on your journey. It's beautiful. Let's get another one. Well, that was just the bottom of the deck, so let's leave that where it belongs. We also have very beautiful, we have exchanging gifts. So we do have some type of energy exchange coming in between you and somebody else, whether that's friendship, family. I kept saying community. Anyway, let's see what needs to come out for you, my friends. Round and round. Round and round. I'm hearing, the other day I watched Bus Stop with Marilyn Monroe. Oh my gosh, that is such a great movie. But she sings a song called Black Magic, that old Black Magic. And she I sent the lyrics to my friend because I was like, you need to hear this song. And it talks about round and round I go, down and down I go, round and round I go, round and round in this cycle of magic. Anyway, this is, kind of symbolic to how we've been talking about cycles here. I believe, a lot of my soul tribe people are cycle breakers. And, when I started therapy and I started trying to talk to my parents about this stuff, I even saw the mentality of people my parents' age, like, why are all of our kids all of a sudden not talking to us and trying to be healthy and, go to therapy? When we were kids, we just dealt with it. We just got on with it. I think that, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I do believe that I have a lot of cycle breakers here. I'm a cycle breaker. I attract in cycle breakers. But when you try and break those cycles, you're met with resistance, You're met with resistance. And I remember my parents' attitude was first of all, they did not like my therapist. But they were it was the mentality, this generation just needs to learn how to get over it. And what I'm learning is that all of the things I experienced in my childhood, same with you, shaped who we are. If I had had a different childhood, again, my parents did the best they can. I've forgiven it. I've released it. But it did shape who I was. I talked to you guys about how I was on medication because I was experiencing things at home that I wasn't allowed to talk about because my parents didn't want to get in trouble, and I was holding that in as a child. I didn't need to be on medication. Anyway, it does, how you're treated as a child, it does shape your future. It does. And we reenact those cycles, My kids even have picked up on cycles from me just through being my biological children. It's like they have the ingrained trauma of my childhood within them. My children I've never been one, I grew up in a household where there was screaming, there was spankings, there was emotional abuse, and that is not the house my kids are growing up in. And there was one day where I wanted to help my kid clean up their room, and they thought that I was going to scream at them and throw out all their stuff. And I think I remember telling you guys about that they have no reason to think that I'm going to do that because I've never done that. But their that wound within them is exactly what I went through as a child. My dad. Having anything on the floor is going in the trash. I used to give my toys away to my special stuffed animals. I would hide them at my friend's house. And I can see my kids have that inherited trauma in them. It's crazy to see, because I've certainly, the one time I lost my temper with my children is the day that I decided to go to therapy, when I realized that I was repeating a cycle, that I was just like my mom and dad. Anyway. We've been talking a lot about cycles here and learning how to release them. Let's read this card, Round and Round. I'm hearing that song from Bus Stop. Let's see, 25. 25. New part. So interesting. I just did a reading. I just did like a 1 card draw for Instagram, and it was a card. First of all, your first card, 34, equaled 7. And this card equals 7, 25 equals 7. And it's on page 93. And the card that I was reading for Instagram was also on page 93. And it was about killing them with kindness. And it was about when you're met with... I think I should read it because this one talks about a cycle. So maybe it would be symbolic. I can't ignore that synchronicity. I can't ignore that synchronicity. I will not. That is not the right page. 93. Be the bigger person as often as possible, especially with people known to test your patience. The phrase "kill them with kindness" perfectly describes how to react when someone is purposely trying to trigger you or someone is attempting to use you as their emotional punching bag. You do not need to match their energy and quickly defend or protect yourself. And what was I talking to you guys about the other day? About how Libra rising, I feel the need to justify and defend myself, probably because of my, upbringing as well. And then when you stop doing it, people are like, why are you acting so weird? Why aren't you fighting back? Why are you being so creepy? Why are you being so nice? Because I'm done with the argument. You do not need to match their energy to quickly defend and protect yourself. I already read that. The Oarfish reminds you it's not worth your energy or time. Don't give in to the triggers. Don't give your triggers the attention or reaction for which they are looking. That doesn't make English-ical sense to me. Tell me if this makes sense, or is it just my brain that has a disconnect? Don't give your triggers the attention or reaction for which they are looking. Does that make sense? Or am I just... That doesn't make sense to me. I think it should say, don't give your triggers the attention or reaction for which they are looking for. It feels like there's an extra they in there, but what do I know? Instead, meet them with kindness and set an example of how to handle any situation peacefully. This approach will help maintain your personal power and dignity no matter what anyone else does. So, if you have a repeating cycle, I don't know why I'm showing you the book. If you have a repeating cycle, kill them with kindness. 25. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. Which is, what we've been talking about consistently this week. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backwards, the truth is, I think we all need to hear this, even though it feels like we're moving backwards, the truth is we are standing at a higher level, looking down, it's us, looking down at our circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Do I want to read the other ones? I want to read the relationship one just in case anybody needs to hear it. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Yeah, I've had that moment. Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised if you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who you attracted because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plans for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time. For you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. That blame game will get you. All right, so we'll keep that out. Do I want to read? I'm going to read the protection message because, you know, sometimes some of us need the protection message and some of us don't. So I want to read it in case anybody here needs this message. It's also on page 96. So if you're, you know, a counterpart, it's possible that there's cycles within yourself that you're missing. But let's get it. Are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating lessons you don't need to relearn? You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator in all of these repeat performances. Be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out you have the power to stop going around and around, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. And remember, the first card we saw was clean it up. So it feels like what a lot of us are doing is we're releasing control over the people who don't want to clean up. And we're taking responsibility for our side of the street, our side of the, you know, I'm seeing when people live in the city or like in a city area and it snows and they're responsible for cleaning their front sidewalk. I don't know if that's a thing, but it used to be a thing somewhere. Anyway, I know that some places have like city snow removal, but anyway, you get my drift. You get my drift. You know, you can't, let's use the lawn instead. You can't control how that person mows their lawn and how often they do it and how they choose to deal with their weeds. All you have control over is your own lawn, cleaning up your own lawn, weeding your own weeds, you know? Anyway, I don't know what this grass, like the cutting grass yesterday and now today I'm seeing grass again. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. What else do we need to hear? We have clean it up. That's a sign. That's a sign. So there is something here about, it could be that you're stuck in a cycle with someone and that this cycle is about to come around again. And that the thing you need to change this time is how you react to that cycle, how you deal with it, how you know, it could be that you're dealing with someone who, like that card, Kill Them With Kindness was saying, wants to project, wants to, what did it say? My brain. You know, I love my brain now. I grew up thinking that I was stupid because I was told that I hate that word. Whenever my kids use the word stupid, I'm like, do you hear me whisper it? Like, I hate that word. I hate it because I was called stupid a lot. Like I'm whispering it like it's a curse word. When really, I just have a neurodivergent / maybe not neurodivergent spiritual brain, depending on what we believe in, you know? I think I'm just, like I told you guys, I'm not meant for this humanly existence. And that's what's wrong with me. It's not that I'm stupid. It's that I'm smart in my own way. Anyway, I can't even remember my point. What was my point? I can't even remember. You know how many, listen, this morning I spent some time looking at the comments and you people are like, I don't have friends. You feel like my friend. You could be my friend. I am your friend. What do you mean we are friends? Okay. Just because it's not, I'm a support, you're a support to me. And I'm not trying to, I know what you guys mean. You mean like in the 3D physical friendship. I get it. But everything, all the thoughts that I have now, I question everything. You know, it may not be the traditional type of friendship, but it's still friendship, you know? You still feel like you have energetic support from another human being. I feel like I have energetic support from another human being. I question everything. Just because society doesn't see it as a traditional friendship doesn't mean that it's not. Our souls are connected. Soul tribe, our souls are connected. Okay? Anyway. Purposely trying to trigger you or use you as their emotional punching bag. So just remember this. I've got the energy of you killing them with your kindness. I've got the energy of a cycle repeating. I've got the energy of cleaning up your side of the street, which we were just talking about. And then we have flexible, which is about perhaps, that could have to do with another person. It could have to do with a relationship, but I'll read the card for you. Clean it up 21, which is world card energy. Cleaning up your own cycles. Think of the world card, cycles, patterns we repeat, completing those cycles, completion. Taking accountability for what's ours and then cleaning up the rest, Like I said, working on our own lawn, shoveling our own walkway is what I'm hearing. And then we have flexible, which talks about perhaps giving up the need to be right and finding middle ground. But like I said, we'll talk about it. So flexible was this. These are probably the only cards I'll get. That's also divine masculine energy 19. And sometimes, I don't know about sometimes, but what I've learned is when two people are arguing, it's a battle of ego. That's all it is. It's just, anyway. I'm like so full of love and light, I'm seeing things so differently, and it's really shifted in these past few weeks. Teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's most important. So there is something here about maybe adapting, but not compromising your boundaries, not compromising what you've learned by closing out that cycle. I'm going to read a few of these messages for you. No, that's not an affirmation. I need to make sure it's not an affirmation for you. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. And then we have relationship message. I need to read this one. In every relationship, it's important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Letting go of rigidity is what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. The appearance of this card in a reading could also signal that you have met someone new who may or may not be your type, but who will turn out to be so special that you can easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Be flexible. You'll be happy you made that choice. So for some of you, it could be that you've released some type of cycle with someone and now you have something new coming in, someone who normally wouldn't be your type. But this says who will turn out to be so amazing, you'll be happy that you gave them a chance. Interesting. And then the other energy is about possibly someone that you already know coming towards you, wanting to have a conversation, wanting to clean things up. And I have to stress, remember these cycles that you closed. Remember not to repeat a cycle. But there is definitely the energy of a conversation here for some of you, for a lot of you. $25. I feel the need to go back to this cycle card. Round and round, round and round. And read the protection message. I'm being called to do this for some reason. What does it say? Oh no, I already did read it. I did read it. You see how my brain works? It's like, I'm like Dory over here. When I watched Finding Nemo for the first time, I laughed so hard at Dory. Anyway, I have moments like that where someone's like, we should do this. I'm like, yeah. And then I look at them, I'm like, what did you say? I didn't hear you. Clean it up. Getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Oh my gosh, we've been talking about this all week. Let them go. Whatever doesn't want to be in your life, let it go. Whatever doesn't feel good, let it go. Like tonight, I didn't want to watch TV. Just because society makes us think that it's, the cool thing to watch TV. Anyway, no, that's not what society makes us think. But a lot of people think that that's what relaxing means, is to sit on the couch and do nothing and watch TV. And I'm not hating on you if you like TV. I like TV. I like the distraction. But I also sometimes when I'm like, oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Sometimes when I'm like in this high vibration, I can't focus on a TV show. I wanted to mention two songs. This morning because I was talking about, I was talking with my friend, talking about how hard this journey is, how it breaks you. And I said, I immediately got a channeled song. So I sent it to them, and it's Let Go by Frou Frou. And this morning was the first time I had listened to it since awakening. I have to go grab my iPad. Hang on. It's from the movie Garden State. Lyrics. Thank you. I'm just going to read the lyrics. Somebody gave me the validation that they love when I read lyrics. So I was like, yes, an excuse to do it all the time now. Drink up. Oh my gosh, I need glasses. Drink up, baby. Down. Are you in or are you out? My point is, I need to tell you my point about these songs, is that I feel like these songs are very symbolic, if not about awakening. And about how there is beauty in completely breaking yourself down and completely, taking yourself apart and building yourself back up in the highest version of yourself. And I was having a conversation with someone and they were like, something about living their dreams. And I'm like, I believe that you'll be able to live your dreams. And they said, I already am. And I'm like, thank you. And I started to think about it. And my dream was that I would love myself someday. Like, I know that people look at me now and they think, you're so confident, you don't care what people think. But like, I honestly thought I was going to leave this world without ever knowing what it was like to like myself. Like, seriously. And in this crazy spiritual journey, I found self-love. I found myself. Anyway, these songs, if you're into spiritually awakening and you're into music, very powerful songs. So my friend even looked up what like some of their names meant, and it was quite... Have you ever looked up what your name means spiritually? Look it up. Drink up, baby, down. Are you in or are you out? Leave your things behind because it's all going off without you. All these things that we thought that we needed in life, it's what's in here that we need. Excuse me, too busy. You're writing your tragedy. Victim mentality. I have such a hard life. I'm talking about myself. Nothing ever goes right for me. My life is tragic. Nothing will ever get better. These mishaps you bubble wrap when you've no idea what you're like. So let go, jump in. What you waiting for? It's all right because there's beauty in the breakdown. So let go, just get in. It's so amazing here. It's all right because there's beauty in the breakdown. It gains the more it gives, and then it rises with the fall. So hand me that remote. Can't you see that all that stuff's a sideshow? Get that remote out of here. Anyway, that's amazing. Such boundless pleasure. We've no time for later now. You can't await your own arrival. Your 20 seconds to comply. So let's go, let's let go and jump in. What you waiting for? It interrupted me. How rude. Anyway, it just repeats it. Let go. It's so amazing here. It's all right. There's beauty in the breakdown. And then the other one, which I can't find on Spotify, which I'm super upset about, is it's called I Can't Take It In. And I cannot listen to this song without crying when I think about all the beauty. Like, I know I sound cosmical. The beauty in this world that I was so ignorant to, it brings me to tears now when I see the beauty in this world. Again, I know I sound cosmical. Hang on. I need to find it because, like I said, it's not on Spotify. So please, Let Go by Frou Frou and then Can't Take It In by Imogen Heap. I believe it's the same singer, but don't quote me on that. The lyrics, I read lyrics like it was the lyrics. Can't close my eyes, they're wide awake. Every hair on my body has got a thing for this place. It's from Narnia, if anybody recognizes that. Every hair on my body has got a thing for this place. Oh, empty my heart. I've got to make room for this feeling. I have chills. I am in charge of how I feel today, your affirmation. I've got to make room for this feeling. It's so much bigger than me. It couldn't be any more beautiful. I can't take it in. It's moving me right now. Weightless in love, unraveling for all that's to come and all that's ever been. We're back to the board with every shade under the sun. Let's make it a good one. It couldn't be any more beautiful. I can't take it in. And then it just goes on like that. But anyway, just really quick before I finish the Clean It Up card. I told you guys how I was mentioning how I was working out to my friend. Not the friends that I've been talking to, but my muggle friend. Sorry, friend, you're a muggle. I've been talking about, working out. And at first the comments I was getting back were, kind of oh, why would you want to do that? And it's not that I was rubbing it in her face. It's just she would ask me how I am and I'd be like, I'm good. I just worked out. Or she would ask me if I'm still working out. And eventually she started thinking about it because I was telling her it's making me feel better. Physically, I feel much better. And so she ended up contacting, like I said, some kind of personal trainer where there's 3 people who harass her all day long about working out and eating right, which to each their own. That's too much pressure for me. But this morning she was telling me how good she was feeling. And she was like, I'm feeling so good. And she's like, it's great because now my dad sees how good I'm feeling. And now my dad's starting to walk more and get more exercise. And it was that's such a perfect example of how healing and love and light work. You plant a little seed, and then it was when I started therapy. When I started therapy, I was I felt like I had cracked into this way to heal and look at things differently. And all I wanted to do was spread that light with other people. Anyway, that light spreads naturally. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. 21, clean it up. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could it be that you're surrounded by physical clutter in your home? It's so weird because I was just talking about this, making space, organizing your space. I've been meaning to clean under my couches. Too much work, overwhelmed. Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up more unnecessary feeling of overwhelm. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Just what we've been talking about. Amazing. Now, I am going to read the relationship one because I think that for some of you, you do have a conversation coming up with someone. Time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and to see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up in the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. And let's just see. I'm gonna read the protection message just in case somebody needs to hear it. Yeah. Is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to help others, trying too hard to be helpful? Do you see how my brain makes up words? Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think that it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You are not helping by freeing him or her of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. You know who needed to hear this? You are loved as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. I needed to hear that freaking message. That's like that Queen of Cups energy, that distorted Queen of Cups energy when you overgive, you know? We talked about it enough yesterday. Anyway, so do I want to get you something else? I don't know why Spirit has me sitting here like this. What do you want from me, Spirit? One more tarot card? A tarot card? Is that what you want? Hang on. I gotta move some stuff. I guess we'll get one of these since we've been getting this in our readings recently. We have Throat Chakra 5. Interesting. Conversation for some of you. Interesting. I want to cut the deck. We have Open Up. I am ready to let my soulmate's love enter my heart and stay there forever. What? Your affirmations, my friend. Remember the first card we had, Leg Up. And it talked about someone coming in to help you. Like I said, this is either returning or this is someone new coming into your energy. We have Open Up on the bottom. So let's see what that's about, shall we? Before we get one card for you. I thought it was funny how yesterday I was like, I'm just going to do a little soul tribe reading. 50 minutes later. I'm seeing the SpongeBob. 50 minutes later. Withdrawal, blocks, control, release. What is happening? Sometimes, like this is, it's all having to do with the other, my friend. This is freaking magical. So I am seeing a rebuild card. This is what I mean. For some of you, there's a spiritual lesson here. Spiritual lesson. There's a spiritual connection here that you walked away from, that there's going to be the chance to rebuild things here is what I'm seeing with this energy. Anyway, for others of you, that rebuild is about building it with someone new. Sometimes your past sorrows cause you to withdraw, both from your emotions and from other people. This must be, what suit is this? Pentacles, that's what I was thinking. Pentacles. Sometimes past sorrows can cause you to withdraw, both from your emotions and from other people, as a way of preventing further pain. However, closing up and shutting down prevents a free flow from energy from and to you, interfering with the ability of the universe to fulfill you with your desires. When this card appears, it suggests that you may have blocked or closed off your energy. I can't remember what reading it was, but I was talking about how we can actually create blockages within connections by being closed off by... Anyway, let's just keep reading. Have you let sadness or fear prevent you from moving forward into a more satisfying, loving relationship? Release this blocking energy by working with affirmations, and remember your affirmations that were coming down about soulmates and your spirit guides. The more you open up your energy field, the sooner you will receive what you desire. Also, watch out for the need to control. For relationships to thrive, the energy must be free-flowing. Everyone must have the right to self-expression. When you open yourself up, you allow your relationship to grow and evolve. So there is something in here about opening up to love and rebuilding some type of foundation. But yeah, let's just get you one card to see what Spirit wants you to know. One card, one card. We have daydreams and decisions. High Priestess energy on the bottom, listening with your intuition. Don't listen to their words, listen with your intuition, you know? I feel the need to describe the comparison to my kids arguing, because one of those cards talked about someone who wants to trigger you and who wants to, you know, get you to react, and to kill them with kindness. Don't react. And listen with your intuition to whatever this person, whoever it is, whatever this is for you. Spirit's saying listen to your intuition. Don't listen to the physical words that are coming out of their mouth. Don't listen with your ego. Listen with your intuition. Especially if it's about projection. You know, when I was using the comparison of, you know, one day my kids were having this like full-blown argument. My daughter was in full-blown tears, and I said, oh my goodness, what is wrong? And she said, my brother said I'm a tomato. I'm like, are you a tomato? She said, well, no. And I'm like, do you know that you're not a tomato? Yeah. Then why are you upset that he called you a tomato? You're not a tomato. Tell yourself that you're not a tomato. You know, it's okay to cry though. Let's be... I believe in letting people cry. I believe in crying. I believe in... That's the one thing I never say to my kids is like, oh, it's so silly that you're crying. Why would you cry over something so silly? Stop crying. Anyway, listen with your intuition. You're not a tomato. If somebody comes charging into your life, you're a tomato. Remember my words, you're not a tomato. So don't let them believe that you're a tomato. I know, it's a weird one. This is 7 of Cups. Like I said, this is not a traditional oracle or tarot deck, so it takes me some time to find the things, but I know I don't need to apologize to you. I know that you're not sitting there impatient about me. Maybe you are. I don't know. When this card appears, it often means that there's a certain amount of confusion and uncertainty regarding your love life. What is it that you really desire? What would you like to change or attract? You have many options in front of you if you will only see them. Do some daydreaming about possible futures. Have fun. It's through your fantasies and imagination that you transform your desires into reality. And I don't know how many times I've told people, you know, when I used to do personal readings, they'd be like, tell me about a new love, but tell me about my old one too. Well, which one is coming and which one should I go with? And like, when will they come? When will the new love come? And why hasn't the old love come yet? And I had to start telling people, you know, do you know what you want? Do you want new love or do you want old love? You need to decide. Because if you're holding on to an old love, why would the universe bring you a new love that could possibly get their heart broken if your old love comes waltzing back in and you're like, okay, see ya, bye. My past is back. I'm done with you. See ya, bye. So like that block, that card was talking about, maybe you've blocked yourself, you know, maybe you don't know what you want. Maybe you need to reflect on what you do want. And it's also about not being attached to an outcome, you know. So even if you don't know, I'm hearing like, even if you don't know if you want this thing or that thing, or if you want the past or you want new, start deciding that you want what's for your highest good, at least, okay? Anyway, so I don't know if that resonates with you, but keep that in mind. What's the next page say? Once you've sorted out your options and played around with possibilities, it's time for action. While it's pleasant to daydream, staying in fantasy land is not wise. Take your time, but eventually decisions will have to be made in order for you to move forward. Reflect on your wishes, decide what feels right, and choose your course of action. You'll feel powerful for having made the decision, and you will be on your way to manifesting change. So, however that resonates to you. I'm going to leave it there now. I'm going to go do a really quick love reading, and I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Have a good night. If nobody's told you today, you're amazing. And you deserve to take up space, and you deserve to cry and heal and feel all the things. And you're worthy of love. And I hope you have a good night and a good sleep and sweet dreams and all the other things that you deserve to be told every day. Anyway, while you're falling asleep tonight, do me a solid and tell yourself that you love yourself, please. Just for me. I know it feels silly. Just try it. As you're falling asleep, just remember, Kelly said to say, I love you. So just try saying, I love you to yourself, please. It feels unnatural, but it shouldn't. We should learn how to say I love you to ourselves first before anyone. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, my friend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Take care of yourself. Drink some water.